Do you remember that when COVID first hit and everybody had the chance to work from home, we were kind of excited about that aspect. Now, of course, if you maybe had small kids, maybe this wasn't as exciting, but for some of us, having the option to work from home and that flexibility seemed like a dream come true. Well, it can sometimes not just be monotonous, it can actually get a little lonely and your productivity can definitely be affected. So come back and join me for episode 48, where we're going to talk about 5 easy ways to make working from home more fun without sacrificing your productivity.
Are you a strong, independent woman who's passionate about her career? Then this podcast is perfect for you. Based on her book, The Career Woman's Secret Playbook, career coach Dr. Dawn Hamby shares the kind of insider secrets you can only know if you've hired, fired, and promoted employees over the past 30 years.
Ladies, I'm on a mission to help busy women just like you create a career and life you love without sacrificing your work-life balance to get it. Come join me as we inspire and motivate each other only as women can and have lots of fun along the way.
With Dr. Dawn's tools, strategies, and action steps, you can unleash your personal and professional power in a whole new way. Here's today's episode.
Welcome back, ladies. I'm so excited that you're here for another episode of the Career Woman's Secret Playbook podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Dawn, and if you are new here, by the way, I'm just so excited you found us. Be sure to subscribe, share this content, be sure to like it if you're watching us on YouTube. We just are so excited about growing our platform, not just on YouTube, but also here on the podcast. So if you do like content like this, it would mean the world to us if you would give us a 5-star rating and maybe even a sentence or two, if you wouldn't mind, to let us know what you enjoyed about the episode. And of course, if you do get a chance to subscribe, you guys, what's awesome about that is you will be notified each and every time that I drop a new episode. And of course, as always, we want to make sure here at Shop Talk that we are giving you the best content, because what we're talking about on the podcast is issues just like this. I want to take a deeper dive on all of those issues that I know can affect your success, both professionally and personally. So again, ladies, if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe, share this with anyone else in your life that you think, man, they need this, right? Don't we all? We are so excited to grow our community of amazing professionals just like you. And by the way, I want to make sure you know where you can get some free resources. Of course, the podcast and the YouTube are great resources for you, for sure. But on my website, head over to drdawnshoptalk.com. There you can access lots of free downloadables that I've got customized just for you. One of my favorites is this one called What to Do When Your Office is Driving You Nuts. Folks, you know, okay, maybe that's a perk of working remotely, is that you're not at the office all the time for them to drive you nuts. But when you are, this cheat sheet is going to help you tremendously. It's packed full of some of my favorite tips on how to work with people who are driving you a little batty. So check that out. It also comes with a free 15-minute bonus coaching session with me. Here at Shop Talk, you guys, we cover issues like this through our workshops and seminars. Would love to bring that to your organization, but we also do a lot of one-on-one coaching. So go to the website also if you want to check out our coaching options. Would love to work with you. All right, ladies, let's get to the 5 tips on how to work remotely, have a little bit more fun, but also not sacrifice productivity. There are times actually where you might end up working longer hours working remotely, and that was really interesting about the research, is that when people first went home, employers, oh man, managers across the world were so concerned that the work wouldn't get done. And do you know the opposite's actually true? People ended up working longer hours, still getting a lot of things done, but there is sometimes some magic missed about not working together as a team in person. Thank goodness we had tons of virtual platforms to make it feel like we were there in the office. So I do want you to continue to use those platforms. It did also personalize the workplace workplace in a way that we never saw before. For example, somebody might be attending a meeting with their dog in their lap, or even a child walking by to say hi. So there were perks to that too, as far as personalizing things and, helping people feel more like a workplace family. But then there were other times where that could be a real issue, especially for working moms and dads, because then daycare and school became an issue as that too went offline and at home. So there are challenges to that for sure, but let's focus on these 5 easy ways to make it more fun for you and still get a lot done during your workday. All right, tip number 1, create a fun and inspiring workplace, especially for women. Do you know this whole nesting idea has a lot of research behind it? In other words, that men and women both will actually do a little better. The research supports this if they're working in an atmosphere that inspires them. But for women especially, there is some research that suggests that we actually are more affected by the space around us. And I'm not going to bore you with the details as to why. Just understand that if there's a lot of clutter or if your workspace isn't particularly inspiring, it's hard for you to be as innovative and creative, and it's hard for you to enjoy your workspace. So, ladies, don't just whip out your computer and set it on the dining room table if there's clutter around you. Try to create a workspace that's amazing for you, that you really enjoy, and like I said, really inspires and motivates you. So, some ideas are, think of vibrant colors. Think about decorating your workspace. Who doesn't love that? Think about having inspiring quotes around you. When I actually film from my office, I have a seating area that inspires me. I love all the colors. I love the pillows I chose. I also, at my desk, have inspiring quotes behind me. You can't see that right now if you're watching us on YouTube because I'm traveling this week. So I'm filming on the road. I oftentimes am. But when I am filming from home, I love it. I've got the inspiring quotes so I can see them myself when I'm coaching someone or attending a meeting or conducting a workshop. But I just love having that behind me because it reminds me too of how important it is to love what you do and to know you've got this and that you can hustle for it, all the things that motivate me. You might even consider having plants or flowers in your workspace, a candle. I will light my favorite scent, and some of the candles I have do have inspiring messages on it. I love that too. And you guys, again, it just makes you feel inspired, creative. It makes you feel like you're taking care of yourself. It's a form of self love. And remember, self care is self love, and you can show that to yourself also in your workspace. Tip number 2, I want you to dress for success. That's right, ladies, even when you're working from home. Here I am traveling today. You can't really see my outfit, but it really is pretty fabulous if I do say so myself. If I was to stand up and show you. And again, I think it's really fun. It really is to wear comfortable clothes when you're working from home. I don't dispute that. But there is research that supports that if you dress up even just a little bit, you will get more done in your day because it puts you in work mode. So have fun with it, ladies. Accessorize. Even if you're the kind of person who doesn't like to accessorize like I do, that's fine too. You just want to elevate your style. Maybe, at home leisure is your style. Well, maybe wear something sparkly. Again, maybe wear something vibrant. Maybe put a comb through your hair. Do you remember when we first went home? A lot of people had so much fun with this. And you guys, I did the same thing. When we first started using Zoom, a lot of us in my office, we enjoyed being all dressed up from the waist up. And from the waist down, we might have pajama bottoms and slippers. I have been known to wear my fuzzy slippers. They have fur on them. I'm not kidding. Even sometimes when I'm on a Zoom call, even when I'm coaching a client, I might be dressed up in my comfy, fuzzy slippers or socks. I don't know. It just tickles me. And when we started using those virtual platforms, I was just as guilty as everyone else in having fun with the idea that they didn't know what I was wearing from the waist down. Or is that just me? No, I know it's not just me because my girlfriends and I talked about this. So, again, ladies, have fun with it, but really consider dressing up dressing differently so that you are in work mode. It could also inspire you. You just take things a little bit more seriously and you're still having fun. And here's something else to think about. It gives you a chance to show off those cute outfits. Who doesn't like a cute outfit? Am I right, ladies? And you may have been neglecting them. When was the last time you dressed up when you're working remotely? So again, think about it. It might even be an excuse to have to go shopping. If you're like me, I love an excuse to get a new outfit, to get a new dress, a new blazer, new jewelry, whatever the case may be. So, again, ladies, have fun with it. Tip number 3, I want you to take care of yourself through the workdays. So, here's how you're going to do that. You're going to schedule mini breaks throughout the day. All work and no play, ladies, can make even the most dedicated career woman feel burnt out. And I don't want that for you. So, again, to keep things fun and fresh, schedule those mini breaks throughout the day. It actually increases your productivity. I advise my clients to do this all the time. When we design their dream work schedule, it always has breaks throughout the day. So do things that get you away from the computer. Take a short break by going on a walk in your neighborhood. Maybe take the time to fix yourself some fancy cappuccino. Maybe take the time to just stretch, maybe do a little yoga, maybe just go out for 5 or 10 minutes, get yourself some fresh flowers, whatever the case may be. You want to give yourself that mental break so you can come back refreshed, ready to tackle the rest of the day. And don't forget, another way to reward yourself is for completing tasks. That can keep you inspired and it can really increase your productivity. So, for example, maybe tell yourself that if you finish that one project, you're going to treat yourself to an indulgent show. And what I mean by an indulgent show is maybe the kind of show that nobody else in your family wants to watch with you. For example, my husband, I'm trying to convince him that Bravo is awesome. He's just not as inspired, doesn't find it as fun as I do to watch my Bravo shows, to watch shows like Love Island on Hulu. Okay, they're not sponsoring this podcast. I'm just saying, I love those kinds of shows because a lot of the work I do throughout the day is more serious. So I got to have my reality show fun. I've got to see a little drama. I tell my husband all the time, it keeps me from being dramatic because I look at what they're going through and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that's not me. So, anyway, you guys do whatever you need to do to reward yourself. Again, it could be your favorite show. It could be reading that chapter, finishing that murder mystery you can't wait to finish. It could even be preparing yourself a special snack. You guys, another advantage of working from home is what if you got so much done in the morning and you're ready for brunch? You could literally go to your kitchen, whip up some chocolate chip pancakes, something really indulgent, because guess what? You have the opportunity to cook from home because you're working from home. I promise you, these rewards throughout the day can make your workday just so much more enjoyable. Tip number 4, stay connected with colleagues. Here's something I want you to think about. Yes, use the virtual platforms as often as you can. Get on camera so people can see your face. It really does help them stay connected. Now, if you're an introvert, sometimes you do need to take yourself off camera. That's okay. But for the most part, try to stay connected with colleagues, to have regular check-ins, and stay connected with friends. Maybe have a coffee date with friends right smack in the middle of the workday, again, as a reward for getting things done. But here's something else I want you to consider. I want you to consider going out for some networking lunches. Meet with colleagues, even if it's just once a month or twice a month, maybe every other Monday, you start your workday with meeting with some of your favorite girlfriends or colleagues, get together, discuss some business opportunities, or if it's friends you want to catch up with, do that too. Support other career women. Women helping women is such a beautiful thing. And if you don't have time with your girlfriends in the evening, if that's more difficult, really consider having a fabulous women that lunch, right? Ladies that lunch, whatever you want to call it. I have a group of amazing business women friends of mine. They're women that I do business with, but they've been friends of mine as well for many years. We get together and we were putting it regularly on our calendar, and we literally titled it Ladies That Lunch. And so we would get together, and sure, we talked business, but it was also a way to support each other and to get together in person. Oh my goodness. I promise you, you can get so inspired from that lunch that you go back home and you work remotely in a way with more energy than you ever could before. So, again, you may not be able to do that every single day, but even if it's just every other week or once a month, it's important. And you can do that for social reasons too. I have another group of fabulous women friends that I just love and admire so much. And we do a virtual cocktail hour. Yes, we do. And guess when we do it? On a Monday. So we get together every other week. We catch up. Now, there are times when you can't make that. I know there have been times when I've had to cancel, but I know my amazing women friends are there for me when I need it. And so I try to make that a priority. Put it on your calendar, ladies. You will love it. Tip number 5, I want you to mix up your routine. So, what I mean by that is I want you to mix up your schedule. So, if you're a morning person, then you really do want to do your most concentrated work in the morning. If you notice that you get a slump in the afternoon, that might be when you want to schedule that time to meet someone for a networking lunch. Or maybe if it's later in the afternoon when you feel that slump, schedule a coffee date with someone. Even if you can't get out of the house, doesn't mean you couldn't make yourself a cup of coffee and still have that virtual connection with someone. Or maybe you just need to work in a different place in your home. Sometimes just working in a different spot in your home can increase productivity, make you feel more energized, definitely make it more fun. For example, I have the luxury of having a beautiful patio and it's elevated. It's like living in a treehouse. When you first come to our house, it looks like we're not high up from the front of the house, the street view, the street level. But when you walk through to the back of my home, my patio is way up high. It's so high up in the air that we couldn't even get Lowe's or Home Depot help us with fixing the railing. That's how high up we are. It is amazing. It's one of the things that sold us on our home is that when you're sitting on our patio furniture and you just look around you, it really does feel like you're living in a treehouse. We can see the tops of the homes of our neighbors and it's just gorgeous. Well, when the weather is beautiful, it's not too hot or humid, I take my computer out there or I might indulge in my coffee break. So I have a delicious snack, usually an indulgent dessert around 2 or 3 in the afternoon with a cup of coffee. It's my jam. I love it. I feel better when I have my sweets in the afternoon than too late at night. I don't know. There's something about sugar that I think affects my sleep. So for me, I love taking that break and I'll go outside. But sometimes I'll conduct my meeting or my coaching session outdoors. So something to think about, ladies. Really mix it up, mix up your routine. Even consider some other productivity hacks. Watch a YouTube video. You can subscribe to our channel, just saying. And shameless plug, I know. But you could actually watch some other videos on productivity, on morning routines, you name it, that's out there for you as a resource. And I'm kidding, but we do actually have some great episodes for you. I'll be sure, actually, throughout all of our podcast episodes, if we have other videos, you're going to notice I do insert them throughout the podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, then, you just click on more to access that. But if you're listening to us on the podcast, I'm going to give you links to other resources I think can help you along the way. And you just go to the show notes, scroll up, and it'll be right there for you. All right, ladies. So that's it. Those are our 5 tips. Let's recap real quickly. Tip number 1, I want you to create that fun and inspiring workplace. Tip number 2, I want you to dress for success. Tip number 3, I want you to schedule mini breaks throughout the day and see it as a way to reward yourself. Tip number 4, I want you to find ways to stay connected with colleagues and friends. And last but not least, tip number 5, I want you to mix up that routine. So there you have it. 5 of my favorite ways, easy ways to work from home have more fun without sacrificing that productivity. Remember, ladies, it's all about creating that work life balance for yourself. And if you're still struggling with work life balance, we do have other episodes. We also have a virtual workshop that we conducted live called the 21-Day Healthy Habits Reboot. You can go to our website and check that out too. And we have tons of information in that workshop and videos and materials to help you. I want to see that you're not only productive, but that you don't run the risk of burning yourself out. And if you're doing a lot of remote work without these kinds of tips in place, you could be on the path to burnout. And we definitely don't want that. Thank you again, ladies, for tuning in to another inspiring and powerful episode of the Career Woman's Secret Playbook podcast. Before we wrap up, I'm going to tell you that motto we say at the end of every podcast, because I always want to remind our listeners that you do have control over your workday. I want you to feel like you're in the driver's seat, and here's how. I want you to remember that if you're not having a fantastic day, you do have the power to make it one. All right, ladies, till next time, take good care of yourself. Remember, we release these episodes on Monday to give you a little inspiration as you're heading off to the office or working out of your home office, of course. And don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share. It would mean the world to us. We want to grow our platform and get our message out to more amazing career professionals just like you. Take care, you guys. Again, we'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday and a terrific week ahead.
I know our episode is over, but this is just the beginning. If you're ready to take action but don't know where to start, just head over to DrDawnShopTalk.com for lots of free resources, ways to work together, and for even more. Subscribe to the Dr. Dawn Shop Talk YouTube channel. Remember, ladies, you don't have to take this journey alone. I've got you covered. Till next time.